Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Daria and happy Valentine's Day. Today's yoga practice in the theme of Valentine's Day is going to be focused on cultivating self-love and warming and opening the heart space. So we'll be working ultimately to King Cobra pose as our peak posture in this class. All that you'll need today is yourself and someplace to move. And whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get started sitting up on our knees. So find your way here. You can rest your sitting bones down to your heels and then spin your palms to face up on your thighs. Softly close your eyes. Take a moment to drop everything. Drop anything that has happened so far in your day or anything that needs to happen later on. And drop your awareness right here into this moment and into the sensations you're experiencing in your body. Start to gently notice your breath without changing anything yet. Notice your heart beating. Notice any thoughts that are forming, and allow your thoughts to flow like waves, rippling through your awareness without becoming attached to anything as it comes through. And see if you can find a space in your body now to focus on that you love to feel. And send all your awareness right there. And imagine that that space is glowing with a warm light. Begin to deepen your breath. And imagine that your breath can grow and spread the light throughout more space into your body until eventually you feel a full glow from the inside out, radiating through every fiber. And then take one hand to your low belly and bring one up to your heart. We'll do a few rounds of breath here. Try to feel the breath as it travels through your torso. Take a big full inhalation through your nose, breathing into your low belly, then the middle belly, then up to the chest and the tops of the lungs. Then as you exhale, feel the breath move back down that same channel, deflating through the chest, through the rib cage, all the way down into the low belly and the pelvic floor. Again, big full inhalation. Exhale. And let all of that go and feel something release from your body. Drop your shoulders down your back, soften your face. One more time here. Big full inhale through your nose. And an exhale. Release your hands back down to your thighs. Let's take one more breath here before we begin to move to clear. Breathe in through your nose. This time as you exhale, take a sigh out through your mouth. Releasing, clearing, and then feel the cleansing after effects of the sigh. Blink your eyes open and find your way to hands and knees. Solid, steady tabletop shape. Try to spread all of your fingers out from the center of your palms and then root your finger pads solidly to the earth. Take an inhale, soften your low belly, lift high through your tailbone, then begin to tug your hands back toward your knees as you stretch the base of your heart toward the top of your mat and lift your gaze, cow. As you exhale, swallow your inner thighs together to lift up through your pelvic floor, then slowly, gradually, and sequentially round through your spine, pressing the earth away from you, hugging front body to back body. Drop your head. Inhale again for cow. Soften the front body, contract the back body. Really feel as though your heart is reaching forward. And then on your exhale, find the hollow shape in your belly. Let the back of your heart get really puffy as if it's being pulled on a string up toward the clouds. Take a couple more rounds of cat-cows at your own pace now. And if it feels good, you can add any other motions within the shape that feel good. So maybe a side-to-side sway or some kind of circular motion into the hips. You can make figure eights. You can make a heart shape in line with the Valentine's Day theme, whatever you want to do. And then come back to neutral. Plant your palms down, tuck the toes behind you, and glide the hips back, downward facing dog. And take a couple of breaths here into the back line of your body, creating more length through your spine, stretching through your hamstrings, down the calves, into the Achilles tendons. Allow the hands and the feet to act as anchors as your tailbone stretches toward the sky. And let your breath stay deep, full, and directed right to the spaces where you feel that you need it the most. As we begin to move and flow through this practice, see if every breath that you take can be a loving communication with your body. And let the breath help you to find what feels good for you today on your mat. As you inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky, then stack right hip over the left, bending at the knee. Take a couple of easy circles to mobilize the hip joint, rolling your knee out to the right, and then reverse the direction of the circles. Keep your left knee micro bent and really try to feel all of your left toes digging down to the earth. And as you inhale, square your hips, reach your right toes high to the sky. Then exhale, lift the left heel, hug belly to spine as you softly step your left foot forward or your right foot forward to your right thumb. And then softly land your left knee to the mat behind you. Take an inhale. Stretch your fingertips up high to the sky, Anjaneyasana, kneeling warrior. As you exhale, cactus your elbows. Feel your shoulder blades draw together behind you, and then let your heart swell forward to the top of your mat as you sink your hips down and forward while maintaining activation in your legs. Take another breath in. Feel a lift through the pelvic floor all the way up to your heart. And then on your exhale, circle your fingertips forward to the top of your mat. Tuck your left toes behind you, lift your left knee. Then step your right foot to the back of the mat, high plank. Take an inhale. Shift slightly forward so the shoulders move in front of the wrists. Claw down into your finger pads. As you exhale, lower chaturanga. Bend elbows into rib cage. Then melt your pelvis, your heart, and your chin to the mat as you untuck your toes. We'll take a few rounds of active Cobra here. So press the tops of your feet down into the earth. Hug in through your inner thighs. Let your hips get heavy. Then, as you inhale, start to curl through your spine so that you can lift your heart and lift your hands. Feel the contraction in your back body. Activate your glutes as if you could press your sitting bones down towards your heels. See if you can reach your heart more forward and then create a lift. So we're always maintaining the length. One more breath. And then exhale to release. 2 more times flowing with the breath. As you inhale, lift your heart, lift your hands. As you exhale, softly lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Claw down through all 10 toenails. Press your pinky toes and your big toenails down evenly. And then exhale, release back down. Plant your palms, tuck your toes behind you, and then press back through hands and knees to an active child's pose. Let your hips reach for your heels and reach your heart to the top of your mat. Fingertips are active. Inhale, rounded spine, come to hands and knees, and then exhale, glide it back, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. And as you inhale, sweep your left leg high to the sky, then stack the left hip on top of the right, bend the left knee and micro bend the right knee. A couple of circles in each direction. Try to squeeze your left heel toward your sitting bone as closely and tightly as possible. Square your hips, close your ribs, stretch your left toes high, inhale. Exhale, glide forward to a low lunge. Left foot steps softly down to the top of the mat, and the right knee lowers. As you inhale, the fingertips rise, Anjaneyasana. And then exhale, cactus your elbows. Imagine that you're moving through something sticky, so there's resistance as the elbows come down. The shoulder blades squeeze together. Feel this buoyant lift through your full torso, and then soften into your hips, down and forward as your heart reaches high. One more inhale, another lift. And then exhale, circle your fingertips around to the top of the mat. Pick up your right knee, and as softly as possible, step to a high plank. See if you can actually step back instead of dragging the foot back. A little more core activation. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower, chaturanga, elbows graze the ribs. Melt the pelvis, melt the heart, and melt the chin, untuck your toes. And this time, widen your arms out to the side. As you inhale, lift your legs, lift your arms, and lift your heart like a big airplane. Squeeze your inner thighs toward the midline. Lift through your pelvic floor. Reach your heart forward and stretch your fingertips back. See if you can spread your toes and your fingers really wide. And imagine that you could hold on to the air with them to lift yourself just 1 inch higher. And then exhale, release back down. 2 more, flowing with the breath. Inhale, lift. Feel your back body activate. Build the heat. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the hands, lift the legs, lift the toes. Spread everything wider and longer. Exhale, soft, lower down to the mat. Plant your palms, tuck the toes behind you. Come through hands and knees, and then press the hips back toward the heels as you create an arc through your spine. Reach your heart towards your thumbs. Inhale, round through your hands and your knees, and then exhale, press your way back into downward facing dog. And let's flow through this little sequence just one more time on each side. As you inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky. Stack the hip, bend the knee. And exhale. Inhale, kick high. Exhale, softly, deliberately. Step right foot through to the top, inside of right thumb, and then land your left knee behind you. Inhale, fingertips reach for the sky. Exhale, the pelvis goes down and forward. Cactus through your elbows. Lift your heart as if it's on a string being pulled toward the sky. And then circle the fingertips all the way around to the top of the mat. Plant them. Lift your left knee. Step the right foot back, high plank. Shift forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga. All the way down to the belly. Land your pelvis, your heart, and your chin. A little different this time. Cobra. Spider your fingertips to the wide edges of your mat, creating little tents with them. Press the tops of your feet down. As you inhale, heavy your hips. So it's like your pubic bone is pressing to the mat. And then let this heaviness create an opposite action of lightness through the heart space. Shine your heart forward. Shoulder blades draw together. If you feel any pinching in your low back, come out of it just slightly. You can bend the elbows and come down to something that feels more loving into your body. Take another breath here. And exhale, lower all the way down. 2 more. Inhale, rise, create a wave through your spine, then roll your shoulders down your back. And try to feel as though your thoracic spine, the middle back, is what's actually curling your heart forward. The space at the back of your heart, taking some of the intensity out of the low back. Exhale, gentle release down. 1 more time here. Inhale, press your toenails down. Magnetize your inner thighs, activate the glutes, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, lower down. Plant your palms, tuck your toes behind you, press back, active child's pose. And let go of all of your air. Then on an inhale, wash forward, rounded spine. Exhale, downward facing dog, glide back. Inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky, stack the hip, bend the knee. And then reach your toes high. Exhale, step through to a low lunge. Left foot forward, right knee lowers. Inhale, sweep your fingertips up high. As you exhale, pull isometrically, left heel and right knee toward each other. Cactus your elbows, lift your heart, sink the hips down and forward. Then circle the arms around. Palms plant at the top of the mat. Pick up the right knee. Press through your hands to step back to high plank. From high plank, elongate, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Melt your pelvis, your heart, and your chin to the mat. Untuck your toes. Fingertips step out wide. As you inhale, rise, cobra. And then take a moment here on this round to explore. So it can feel good sometimes to make circles into the rib cage. This can help also to feel that thoracic spine curling action. You might bend one elbow and then the other. You can roll through the shoulders, whatever feels good. When you're ready, exhale and release back down. We'll do 2 more rounds with the breath. Inhale, elongate, stretch out through your full front body. Let there be a feeling of expansion and openness. Broaden your collarbones. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, rise. And exhale, lower. Plant your palms, tuck your toes behind you, and press back to active child's pose. Exhale. And this time a little different. Drag your fingertips all the way back to your knees, and then come to a seat. The toes can stay tucked or untucked, whatever is feeling good for you. Take an inhale. Reach your arms up high to the sky. Then cactus through your elbows. Stick your butt back and stick your heart forward. And then create a rounding action through your spine. You can draw the tops of your hands together to touch. 2 more like this. Spinal waves sitting on the knees. Inhale. Butt stretches back. Heart stretches up toward the sky. And then exhale. Get hollow through your core. Draw your palms together in front of you. Inhale. And exhale. And rise up to standing on your knees. Separate your knees so that there's about 2 fists distance between them. And then tuck your toes behind you. Start to feel as though you've got a block between your inner thighs and you want to squeeze it super tightly. Notice as you do this, the ripple effect that happens through your full torso. So when we activate the inner thighs and lift up through the pelvic floor, as if it's magnetized all the way to the roof of the mouth, we can create more length in the spine. And then bring your hands to your low back, right to the sacrum area. The fingertips can either spin up or down, whatever feels the most comfortable. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then stick your butt just slightly out so you can feel like you're pressing your sacrum into your hands, and then press your hands back into your sacrum, all the while maintaining length and lift. Take a couple of breaths here. Each time that you breathe in, imagine that you're inflating through your torso and that you could actually physically grow up through the crown of your head, up through the tips of your ears, higher and higher and higher. And then once you've elongated so much, maybe begin to lift your gaze so that your eyes stretch toward the sky. Keep pressing your pelvis forward and let your shins be weighted so that they're anchoring you down to the earth. Start to glide into a really gentle camel and allow the elongation to continue to move through your spine even as you arc back. Maybe reach for the heels if it's comfortable, and then maybe untuck the toes if that's comfortable. If you're bending all the way back, feel a nice opening through the throat, through the heart. One more breath here. And if you reached for the heels, return your hands to your low back and rise gently up, sequentially through the spine. So the head is the very last thing to lift. Sit your hips down to your heels. Lift the gaze, and then bring your palms face up once again on your thighs. Close your eyes. Take a moment here just to drop. Take an inhale through your nose, and an exhale to sigh out of your mouth. Find in this moment something loving that you can say to your body. And try to identify any thoughts or emotions or physical sensations that have come up in this practice or in your life more broadly that maybe you'd like to change or avoid. See if you can send some compassion to those spaces as well, an equal amount of compassion as you might send to a thought, feeling, or sensation that is more loving. Blink your eyes open. Walk your palms forward, tuck your toes behind you, and press back, downward facing dog. Breathe through your spine. Take a few rounds of breath here to massage into your body with the breath. You can pedal your feet. Notice how this down dog might feel more expansive, more elongated than the first one of your day. Inhale, lift your heels, round forward, high plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes and step your fingertips out wide. So just the thumbs are on the mat and then the other 4 fingers are off. And we'll play with our King Cobra shape. So take a big full inhalation and rise up to Cobra. Press the tips of your fingers down, press your toes down. And now here, draw your shoulder blades together behind you and feel as though your heart could stretch infinitely forward. Now, begin to bend one knee so your sitting bone is drawing in towards your heel. Nice and simple. And then release and try the other way. Remember to breathe. Back and forth one more time. Right heel comes in, release it down. Left heel comes in and release it down. And then melts all the way back down to your mat. Take a pause here just to breathe. You can relax your arms by your side and maybe spin one ear to the mat, resting your face and your head down. Bring your chin back forward. Step your fingertips out wide. Exhale to let go of all of your air. On an inhale, wash yourself up to a cobra. Now, really feel the middle part of your back pressing forward to the top of your mat. And start to bend one knee in, and then drop your head back if it's feeling comfortable on your low back. Activate your right hamstring as you pull your toes toward your head. Maybe they make contact, or maybe not today. And then release and try the other side. So activate the left hamstring and the left glute to curl your heel in. So avoid sending your torso back to try to reach for the heel, but rather create that C effect through the spine so the rib cage reaches forward, and then drop your head back to reach for your toes. And then release and lower all the way down to your belly. Bring the opposite ear to the mat. Release your palms by your sides and take a moment, a pause to rest. Come back to center with your chin. Fingertips step out wide. Take an inhale. Wash up all the way to Cobra. As you exhale this time, draw both heels in simultaneously. Keep your pelvis super weighted. Reach up through your heart, just like Camel. Reach up first, creating so much length. Then begin to curl your head back and draw your toes toward your head. Maybe they connect. When you're ready, gently release all the way down, lower your belly to the earth. This time, bring your palms in front of your face, stack them, rest your forehead to the tops of your hands. And let all of that go. Big inhale. And a big exhale. Lift your head, plant your palms beside you, and rise up to hands and knees. And then find your way to a seat. Stretch your toes to the top of your mat and flex your feet as you dig your sitting bones down. Inhale, sweep your fingertips out wide, then all the way up overhead. Lift your gaze towards your thumbs as you bring palms to touch. As you exhale, dive forward, Paschimottanasana. The hands can maybe grab for the thighs, the shins, the ankles, or the toes. Feel an elongation through your spine. And then every time that you exhale, see what you can let go to create more space, flowing deeper into the stretch. Notice how you're flexing your toes. Is it possible to flex all 10 of your toes evenly? And then press your big toe mounds just slightly forward as you pull your pinky toes back. Notice how that might change the sensation into the backs of your legs. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your hands, down your arms. Anything that doesn't need to be engaged in this moment, can you soften it? And then rise all the way back up. Crawl your fingertips in. We'll roll down to lie on our backs super gently and sweetly. You can grab the fronts of your shins and curl down. Let the back of your head land, and then find Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. So the soles of the feet come together to touch, and the knees fall open wide like butterfly wings. Take one hand to your low belly, take one up to your heart, and allow your eyes to soften. Feel breath move through your torso. Feel your heart beating. And try to feel every part of your body equally, with an equal amount of loving attention and awareness. We'll stay here for a couple more rounds of breath. Can you relax all the muscles in your outer hips and your inner thighs so that your knees can fully surrender to the effects of gravity? And can your full body surrender to gravity even more? Imagine that you're made of something heavy, so you're super weighted to the earth. You can stay here longer in Supta Baddha Konasana, or start to curl into a really nice tight hug. So draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. You can lift your head and maybe even your shoulder blades away from the mat. And then here, squeeze in super tightly to yourself. Try to give yourself an authentic, genuine hug. Inhale here. And exhale, Shavasana. Arms, legs go wide. The toes can fall open. The palms can face the sky and the eyes can soften. Allow all of the effects of your practice to simmer. And see if you can feel a glow through your heart space, warmed and opened. And then as you stay and rest, imagine that that glow is slowly permeating the rest of your body, down your arms, into your hands, and the tip of each finger. And then through your torso, into the pelvis, down your legs, down your calves, into the bottoms of your feet, the balls of your feet, and all 10 of your toes. And then bask in the warm glow that you've created. You can stay and rest as long as you like, as long as you have time for. If you're ready, start to deepen your breath and tune back into all your sensations. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel the air above you and the way that it interacts with your physical body. And then begin to bring in small movements to your fingers and your toes. Waking back up in a really sweet, easy way. And then elongate through your spine. As you inhale, point your toes forward. Reach your arms beside your ears. Stretch your fingers back. Grow super long in all directions. Take up as much space as you can. And then roll to a side, fetal pose. Curl your knees in, drop your head, drop your palms. Press into the earth and rise up to a seat. Let your seat be comfortable for you. It can be whatever you want it to be. And then bring both of your hands to your heart. Feel the touch of your hands to your heart, to your body, and take a big inhale. One more exhale, last sigh. Clear anything else, any other residue that came up in your practice. Take one last moment here to feel your body, every part of it. And recognize yourself for cultivating a movement practice today that feels loving for you. And know that practicing self-love in this way is such a powerful way to transform the rest of your life and your relationship with both yourself and with those around you. Bring your palms to touch, lift the thumbs to the third eye, and bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your movement practice with me today. I hope that felt good. I hope your heart is feeling warm and glowy and open, and that you were able to cultivate some self-love today in this practice. If you're not already, you can go down below and subscribe to my channel. That really supports me, and then you won't miss any videos coming up soon. I hope you have a really lovely rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.